Like, this particular palette is really good. It wears so beautifully on the skin. Hey everyone, I'm Sham and welcome back to Sham's Makeup. Today I'm going to share with you guys my August beauty favorites, and it has been some time since I last did my beauty favorites, so I thought I would just sit here and share with you guys what are the products that I have been enjoying a couple of months ago and also till the month of August. This month, September, I have been trying a lot of new products, so there will be more update for you guys as well. So if you haven't checked out my recent review on the YSL to Cheek Cloud foundation, I will link it right here. And make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So without a further ado, let's just get into the beauty favorites. I do have skincare products to also share with you guys. Recently, I've been trying out skincare products that has been wonderfully working out for me. I have kind of lined them up in front of me. The very first product that I like to share with you is a face oil. I do have a combination to dry skin, but I personally feel that this particular face oil will work for every other skin type, and it's none other than the Biossance. This is their Squalane Vitamin C Rose Oil. I will make sure that I will put a close-up picture of it so that you have a better view of the product. This is a facial oil which helps to brighten the skin and also give a firmness to your skin. I am in my late 30s, so when it comes to skincare, I'm very careful. At the same time, I really want my skin to look good because I tend to break out easily. And those breakouts kind of leave me with dark marks, so I really hate that. So I started to kind of make my research, and then I got this particular face oil, and it's been doing me a justice. I use this during the day and also the night. So before kind of making my purchase, I kind of like did a research and then read a lot of reviews. This particular face oil kind of works for every skin type. Again, I do have a combination to dry skin, so it does work on me pretty well. So this particular face oil, it is on a pricier point, but you need very little amount over your face area. Like one drop, it kind of applies smoothly over your face area, and then you stay hydrated throughout the day. It is really amazing, and it goes well underneath the makeup as well. Up next is another skincare product that I'd like to share with you, and it's also from Biossance. And this is their Squalane Lactic Acid Resurfacing Night Serum. So this one is another serum that I really love, and I kind of layer it on top of the facial oil. At times when I feel that my skin doesn't need that much of a hydration, I kind of use it alternate days. But when I feel that it's a little bit more dehydrated, I kind of like layer it on top of the facial oil, and it works fine. So I personally feel that this particular night serum has been doing me a justice. It kind of brightens my skin and it removes any dullness that I personally felt over my face area. Like on the days that I do not put on makeup, I still feel that the skin looks pretty fresh. So it kind of creates a confidence in me because I really vouch by skincare products, and this one is of course on a pricier point. 1 pump of this is definitely enough to kind of like moisture your entire skin. Having good skincare product is definitely needed, and if you have good skin, everything else will be well. So let's move on to an eye cream, also from Biossance. Okay, this is not a sponsored video by any means. This is their eye cream, which is their Squalane Peptide Eye Gel. This definitely moisturizes my eye, and I only use this during the night. If you have been on my channel for a while, you probably know that I struggle from discoloration underneath my eye area. But this particular eye cream has been really helpful. It brightens the dark circles underneath your eye area and also moisturizes your eye area. I do have like a dry under eye area as well, so sometimes when there is not enough of moisture, when I put on any makeup or concealer on the top, it looks really bad. It looks like, you know, it's like there's a lot of cracks and it doesn't look healthy. But this particular eye cream has been super helpful to hydrate my under eye area. So for me, I personally do not like using this under my makeup because I feel that it kind of separates and it destroys the entire concealer or the powder that you try to apply on your under eye areas. Up next is something that is a little bit more personal that I would like to share with you guys, and it's a deodorant. And this one is by Kosas. This is a Kosas Spot Chemistry AHA Serum Deodorant. And this is a 70 ml of product. I have been struggling to find a clean beauty deodorant. Whatever deodorant that I've tried out there, they kind of like stink on me. Somehow it just doesn't work for me. So I've been struggling through the years that I was trying to search for a more healthier version of deodorant. I've tried so many out there, but they do not work for me. So I end up with a chemical one all the time. So when I checked out the reviews on Sephora, they were very promising. So I decided to pick this up. And seriously, this is the best deodorant thus far that I found myself. It is a tube version. It does come with a roll-on. And this particular deodorant, it lasts for 24 hours on my underarms. And I do not stink. So it is a must-have deodorant. If you struggle to find a clean beauty deodorant that works for you, you may want to try out this one. This is definitely a must-have. Now let's move on to sunscreen. When it comes to sunscreen and when you have deeper skin tone, it's definitely really hard to get a perfect one because some of it can end up making you look gray. Mostly underneath the makeup, it kind of makes you look gray. But this particular sunscreen is definitely a must-have, and if you do have a deeper skin tone, you will totally love it. And it's none other than the Supergoop. This is their unseen sunscreen. I believe this is their matte version, and it has an SPF of 40, broad spectrum sunscreen, water and sweat resistant. I personally really like this sunscreen. I kind of like just apply this over my face area. It applies very light over the face area. It doesn't leave you any residue. It doesn't look gray. It looks like you have nothing over your face area. And then I put on my makeup. I do have this particular sunscreen underneath my makeup today as well. So I've been really enjoying this, and I would totally recommend this particular sunscreen for those of you who have deeper skin tone and you struggle to find your perfect sunscreen. You definitely need to check this one out. Okay, now we're gonna move into face products. So let's get into it without a further ado. So I'm gonna start with a face primer. The face primer that I've been enjoying, and I'm also trying to use it up, it's none other than the Bobbi Brown. This is their vitamin enriched face base. This does have a shea butter and it contains vitamin C and E. I've been really loving this face primer because on the day that I feel my skin is very dehydrated, I just hydrate myself with this face primer. Will I repurchase it? I will definitely do because it works for me. I personally feel that during the colder month, I will need this more. So it's definitely a repurchase product. And if you're struggling with dehydration or dullness over your skin, this is the primer or even a face cream that you can always try. Well, let's move on to a foundation. So the foundation that I've been loving throughout the month of August and couple of months back as well has to be from Dior, and this is their face and body foundation. So I do have a review of this foundation which I'll link it down on the description box below. This foundation is so simple, it works easily, effortlessly, and it looks very beautiful and natural on the skin. Of course, today I have a different foundation. I'm wearing my YSL Tuchikla foundation, but this one has been my favorite. It really applies so effortlessly on the skin. And for me, pretty much, I feel it does give you a medium to full coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy or tacky on the skin. A little goes a long way. So I've been really enjoying the Dior face and body foundation. So when it comes to face product like makeup or eyeshadows or concealer, I have been using this particular one palette that I have been really enjoying, and this is by Whoosh Beauty. I don't know if the shine is like too shiny for you guys to see, but I will put a close-up right here so you have a clear picture. So this particular palette is an all-in-one face palette. It has everything that you need, from your eyeshadows, contours, bronzers, blushes, correctors, name it all. So here is how the palette looks like. Again, I'll put a close-up so you have a clear picture of this particular palette. These are their correctors, eyeshadows, bronzers, blushes, highlighter and contour. So this particular palette has been super handy and I have been using it all. So the blushes that I have on my cheek today, they are from this particular palette, and then I do have the bronzers which are also from this palette. The correctors that I have is also from this palette. Of course, I had to apply a lighter shade of concealer, but the correctors, I use the correctors that are in this particular palette as well. I personally feel that this particular palette is really good. This particular brand is pretty new, but they are powered by Pro Girl, so I definitely needed to try them. So Bush Beauty actually sent this particular palette to me and I've been loving this particular palette. Okay, now it's time to move on to blushes. There are two blushes that I've been enjoying besides the palette blush that I've been using throughout the month of August and down the road. So the other blusher that I've been enjoying throughout the month of August has to be this particular blush, and it's by Chanel. This is their blush in the shade Canale, however you pronounce it, and this is how the blush itself looks like. It's a beautiful one, and this blush is definitely perfect for summer. It's also perfect for fall. It wears super beautifully on the skin. Again, I am a person that I don't really apply highlighters on everyday basis, so I tend to choose blushes which kind of gives me a beautiful highlight kind of look. And even today I'm actually not having any highlighters over my face area, so the palette did me a justice. And the other blusher that I've been enjoying throughout the month of August is from Patrick Ta, and this is his Monochrome Moment Velvet Blush in the shade She's Adorable. This is another beautiful blush and it wears perfectly on all skin tone, I would say. And this is also a more beautiful version than Narcissus Orgasm. I personally feel that way all the time, and I've been really liking this particular blush. A little goes a long way. Again, you do not need additional highlighters with it. Okay, let's move on to concealers. There are two concealers that I've been like switching back and forth. One of it has to be the Hourglass. This is their Hourglass Vanish Concealer. I picked out the shade Flex. This one is more of like an highlight concealer for my skin tone, and I really love this concealer on the days that I want a little bit more coverage. They last all day and you just have to set it with a translucent powder, and I love using my Hourglass. This is their Veil Translucent Setting Powders. So for me personally, I really like this on my under eye areas and also all over my face area. They look very beautiful. So the other concealer that I've been enjoying is from Makeup Forever, and this one is their Ultra HD Concealer, Light Capturing and Self-Setting Concealer, though I do set it with a translucent powder, in the shade 44. So this one is more of like an highlight shade for my under eye area. So I just use the corrector from the Woosh palette and then I just apply the concealer on the top. Now let's move on to lip products. I do have 3 lip products that I've been enjoying throughout the month of August. One is pretty new, but I do have it on my lips right now as well, and I've been really liking it. It's none other than the MAC. This is their Powder Kiss Liquid Lip Color in the shade Over the Toe. I do have a review of this and also a lip swatch, which I'll link it down on my description box below. Make sure you check those out. This particular powder liquid lipstick, they are super amazing. They feel very comfortable on the lips. Now that I have Invisalign, it kind of like transfers, like whenever I put it on, it kind of transfers to the Invisalign, but this one stays put, so I really like that. And it feels comfortable, it doesn't feel dry on the lips, and they last on the lips. So this one is definitely a must try. To achieve this particular lip color, I kind of top it on with this particular liquid lipstick from Kat Von D. So this one is in the shade Ludwig, and this one is another beautiful shade. On its own, it's pretty light on my lips, so I just kind of top it on top of the Over the Taupe, and I've been really liking this particular combo. And of course, I use my favorite lip liner, which is from Pat McGrath in the shade Manhattan. That one is to die for. I can't seem to find a replacement. There is a lipstick that I've been loving before I kind of fell in love with the MAC Powder Kiss Liquid Lipstick, and it's from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is their lipstick in the shade Very Victoria. This is a beautiful shade. Of course, I need a lip liner with it for it to show a little bit more kind of like comparable to my skin tone. But I truly love this particular lip shade. It is beautiful. I personally feel that this particular lipstick might look very light on certain skin tones, but you can make it work. Like you can put on a deeper lip liner and it goes on perfectly fine. Okay, before we end our August beauty favorites, I do have 3 more products to share with you guys. Let's move on to a mascara that I've been loving throughout the month of August. And this one is from Buxom. This is their Blackest Black Mascara. I really swear by this mascara. Again, I do have a very sensitive eye and it's difficult for me to put on fake eyelashes and then look very dramatic in front of the camera. So I always look for a good mascara, and this is a waterproof lash mascara and it applies super easily. It doesn't budge. At the same time, it doesn't get messy. Some mascaras, they tend to get messy on my lower lip, but this one wears really well. The only thing is the wand is a little bit sharp sometimes. I feel they are a little bit pokey. Otherwise, this particular mascara is definitely a good one to have. I've been trying out the Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. So I'm kind of still doing a research on this. I'll definitely come up with a verdict very soon. So last 2 eye products that I'd like to share with you guys. So right now, since I'm just very much at home, nothing much to do out, so I keep my eye makeup pretty simple. So the only product that I've been kind of like rotating during the month of August has to be this 2 particular product. This one is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Eyes to Mesmerize in the shade Bette. And I like to apply this all over my lid, and then I just use a brush, kind of dip into my bronzer and then just dab it over my crease area, apply my mascara. And sometimes I just apply random brown eyeliner. My favorite one is from Marc Jacobs. And the other one that I like is right here. This one is by Persona Cosmetics in the shade Brown. So they work pretty well. I just apply them very lightly, mascara, and I am good to go. And they last pretty well as well. And the eyeshadow that I've been loving is from Pat McGrath. And this one is in the shade Sextrovert. So the name of it is kind of, it might sound weird to you, but the shade is super beautiful. And this is how it looks like. It's a bronzy shade. So I kind of like placing this on the top of the cream product. And there are times I feel that I've really worked so hard to get a good eye makeup. So on my eyes today, I do have a new palette that I'm currently testing. And it's by Natasha Denona. This is their Glam palette. I am currently like putting this to a test. It's a beautiful palette. So I do have some of the shadows which are right here from the palette on my eye area, and look out for my review and make sure you stay subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. To my very next one, stay beautiful both inside and out. Give me a thumbs up and share me all your love and support. Goodbye.